This is Skunk Honey reporting on the art scene for the Psychic Shopping Network, and today I'm with the artist known as Floyd, and as you can see, he is socially distancing. We are socially distancing, and he is wearing his mask as a responsible American citizen. So thanks, Floyd, for having us into your home today. So tell us about, how did you even get started with doing like miniatures?
Okay, well, I'm going to make a short story long here.
Okay.
I was living in North Carolina in 2018. I recently got divorced again, and my daughter was 21, moved back in with her mom. She lived with me her whole life. So Hurricane Florence came along, and we evacuated. I come back, there was 4 foot of water in my place. Refrigerator was on its side. The baking soda inside didn't do any good. And yeah, I lost just about everything. So I said, screw this. I'm ready to move back home to Cleveland. Got in my car, packed up my dog, all my things I could take. I put everything else in I put like $500 worth of crap that I could salvage in a $4,000, what do you call those big boxes?
Oh, like a U-Haul or?
Yeah, it's like they deliver this box, a pod.
Oh, okay, a pod.
So I had like $500 worth and $1,000, would cost a couple thousand to rent pod and have sent up here. But it was sentimental value stuff that I couldn't fit in my car. So I'm driving back to Cleveland, and I get in an accident, my fault. Totaled my car, killed my dog, my beautiful greyhound Pearl.
Goodness.
So the moral of the story is when you think things can't get any worse, they really can.
Wow, that is scary.
So I'm going to get to the art part of the thing. So some friends really helped me out. Everything you see in my apartment, refrigerator, oven, tables, chairs, I wish I could name names, but I don't want to take up all your time. But it's just donated to me by so many wonderful people. And I was staying with this woman's house. Her name's Lisa Seppi. And she was letting me stay in her attic. And I'm like, how can I thank these people? And she said, why don't you do little miniature paintings? I'm like, I could do that, you know. If I don't have money, I could, you know, go do these miniature paintings. So I went to this art supply store and I picked up the miniature, you know, this size. It's a Robert Smith I'm working on right now. And I'm walking down the aisle and I see magnets, a box of magnets, you know, the same size. I'm like, just kind of clicked in my head, you know. So I came back and I started doing these refrigerator magnets to thank people, and people really liked them, and so I continued to do it and started selling them and going to arts and craft shows. And keep in mind, I've only been painting like less than 3 years. I was sitting in my apartment in North Carolina, and I'm complaining to my roommate I need a hobby, and she hands me a paint and a canvas and said, go for it. And you know, I got some of my
Well, that's one of the questions we were going to ask, because you have such a talent for capturing the characters.
Well, it's funny right now because Facebook does this thing where it's like, here's some earlier clips of my earlier stuff. It's just, you know, trying to find my feel for things.
Mm-hmm. And you said you don't have any formal art training.
Nothing.
Amazing. But you are a musician, so you are an artist.
Well,
so to speak.
I don't know if so many people would agree with that, but I had my day in the sense. This is early stuff, you know, I already trying to do pop culture things. And I seem to hit the nail on the head with the nostalgia. And that's what really works for me.
That's what I was going to follow up. So, like, what made you, like, what were some of the first magnets or little miniatures you decided to do?
It's funny because on Facebook, you know how they say 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it shows me some of my old work when I started out, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe people even bought that. It's so embarrassing. Because I've improved, you know, as I do this continually. I'm unemployed, and you know, this is my pot and gas money, food money.
So what was the first genre you decided to do? Like, or who was the first character?
That's hard to say. So I've always started. I think I started with rock and roll figures.
Okay. That's
close to my heart, you know.
Iconic kind of figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so refrigerator magnets, miniatures. So you felt like this was something that you could do to repay people, but they were small enough that they make it easier for gifting, or like they're more
absolutely.
usable?
You know what I discovered? It's easier to sell $20 5 times than sell $100 once. Because I'll do a craft show and someone will drop $20 on a whim. People don't drop $100 on a whim.
Right.
So, I get 5 customers to spend $20, or, I offer 2 for $35 at the show. I do little discounts. So, yeah, I think I found my groove. I don't see anybody else doing this at the art shows.
No, I don't either. And do you what is the medium that you normally work in? Like, what type of paint do you use?
I have acrylic over here. I have metallic, glitter paint. Basically all acrylic, though. You can see I don't take good care of them, but I like them. They look like baby birds. Waiting for food.
And how long does it normally take you to do like a magnet?
That's another thing I love. It's like instant gratification. You start a big painting, and you can be fiddling with it for I don't know how long, because I never really started a real big painting. That's probably what the biggest size painting I ever did. That's a commission of Duke from Doonesbury.
Okay.
But this is like instant gratification. I could do one of these in an hour and a half. But it depends. Like I did the 4 Beatles, right? An hour for John, an hour and a half for George, an hour for Ringo. Paul McCartney took me like 3 hours.
Okay.
So it depends on the subject.
Paul took longer?
I think the one person I've never been able to do is Adam Levine. Someone requested it. The guy's too handsome. I can't. It's easier for me to do quirky looking people than beautiful looking people. And all my Adam Levine's turning out looking like Ben Affleck. So I have Ben Affleck magnets, but no Adam Levine. But
now, do you have any characters or album? Like, what has been like maybe one of your most popular images, or some of your most popular images?
Lemmy.
Okay.
Lemmy's been my most popular rock and roller. Metalheads are very loyal. Probably sold Lemmy 7 or 8 times. The Baby Yoda is really popular. Groot is popular. It's really weird, seeing what people want and what people will buy, what their personalities are like. I was at a show and like an 11-year-old boy came up and could name everything that, movies he probably shouldn't have even seen, and he just, knew everything. And, it's fun like that. Right now, a big seller, 7 Bernie Sanders magnets in the last week or so. I've been painting them over and over. I think I'm getting better and better and better as I go, obviously.
One of the questions we were going to ask you, if people wanted, like, do you do commissions for people?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you look right here, this is a commission. It's his friend and his roommate at Christmas time. They asked me to do this commission, and he really likes it. It came out good. And I do pets too. Tribute magnets when someone loses a pet.
Oh, fabulous.
For a while I was giving them away for free. When someone's pet died, I'd see it on Facebook. People were picking them up, so I'm like, okay, if you want one, ask me.
Right. So what would you say? Like, what has been one of your favorite characters that you've done, or maybe one of your favorite pieces or lines?
Let me see. You're looking at a guy that painted 500 things.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's 500 magnets. I got all different sizes. I like doing I like doing series. Like over here, you see my Pulp Fiction right here. Mm-hmm. You got a zoom lens on there, Bill?
Oh yeah.
Over here, you see my Breaking Bad series. I mean, where do you see a Pete and Skinny Pete and a Badger magnet? Nowhere. But here.
There's the Wizard of Oz. I see that
There's
one.
the Wizard of Oz over here. This is all Breaking Bad, this whole line. I did Full Metal Jacket, a couple here. Actors, here's the Joker series, from the earliest Joker, to Jack Nicholson, to Heath Ledger, to Joaquin. And I've been doing movie scenes too. These are fun. Sound of Music here, Network, Gummo, Slapstick, Thelma and Louise, Space Baby 2001, Tim the Enchanter from Monty Python.
Yeah.
I'm an enchanter. My name is Tim.
And Star Wars? You've done Star Wars, I'm sure,
you know
somewhere? Or no?
I try and keep it quirky. I probably make some money doing that, but I haven't really done any Star Wars other than Baby Freaking Yoda. This guy I thought would be a great seller. Why doesn't anybody want that on their fridge? I don't know. The Dueling Banjos, Red Banjo Boy.
All right. And you've got some cartoon characters, it looks like, in here?
Yes, these are cartoons all down here. Going back to the 50s with Betty Boop. Sometimes I put my own spin on a character. There's a Bad Bird. Here's another one I put my spin on. That was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
There's some South Park, Tick, My daughter loves anime, so I try and do anime. I'll never be as good as her. There's a few anime over here.
Oh, really nice.
I am freaking TV commercials. He hates dirt.
Oh yeah. So how do you stay relevant? What's been your inspiration? Like besides like doing these as thank yous for people?
Well, it's all about the nostalgia. I did a couple current artists like Billie Eilish and Lana Del Rey. Haven't sold yet, but I try and touch on people. When they walk up to at a craft show, it's like a trip down memory lane. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it. What you remember? There's more rock and roll over here.
So is that the best way to get a hold of you? Would be through Etsy or?
I've done a lot of work off of Facebook, on Instagram, on Fluid Liquid Water.
Go ahead and make your plug.
My Etsy site is Floyd by Floyd. But if you Google, this is the easiest way to find it. Google "don't have a boring refrigerator." That's my slogan. Don't have a boring refrigerator. People are walking by, don't have. I hawk my goods. I don't just stand there like a dummy.
So what kind of advice would you give to other artists out there, maybe people thinking about doing something like on their own like this?
I would say, don't doubt yourself, and it's never too late. Because I never, like I said 3 years ago, I never picked up a paintbrush, a pencil, sketched anything in my life. Mm-hmm. And I could see the improvement as I go along. And, age isn't a factor. I never knew I could do it. I'm sorry I waited this long before I tried, but it came along at a perfect time because, I'm on a fixed income on Social Security, and that covers my bills and my rent. Mm-hmm. But this covers, like I said, my food and my pot.
So one more
Gasoline.
question. Yeah, one more question I have is, so how do you find venues to sell things at? What's been your strategy?
Well, I have a friend that works, she became my friend. She does the shows at the 78th Street Gallery. And I got in there at 78th Street Gallery before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And she would inform me when other shows are coming up. Right now, there's a show I'm trying to get in. It's going to be in Parma at Rudy Strudel. I don't know if it's going to go down. The guy's still trying to get me in. Mm-hmm. Sean Mabin, who owns the art gallery over here, is trying to get me in. Mm-hmm. They have this Polish Paxi Day. I can't even pronounce it. And I guess it's a big turnout, lines in the streets, and there's a record store right next door to Rudy Strudel. So it might be a good fit. I think that's coming up in the mid-February.
Don't have a boring refrigerator.